all between 25 to 35. I can assure you that not everybody around this age is youthful, but thank you for being youthful and thank you for being open-minded because you trusted me enough and trusted the founders of the Quarterlife Hub enough to want to learn from us. Thank you for being open-minded and thank you for being everything that is here and more. I can't thank you enough. So first of all, I'd like you to meet the founders of the QLH Hub, Quarterlife Hub, in short is QLH. And first off is me. My name is Oluwatoyin Bolajoko. I am a 27-year-old gender banking specialist. And here are some things you need to know about me. I studied anatomy, human anatomy as my first degree. I write pretty well and I own a blog. I run a blog called Not Just a Storyteller, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. In the last 9 years, I've successfully managed 6 retail businesses from kerosene to fashion accessories. Trust me, I've known myself to be an entrepreneur since secondary school. Even in my class, undergraduate class of 2013, I was the most business oriented. And I am passionate about personal and community development. For those who know me personally, they know that I'm all about development, personal development, community development. How can I change what is going on around me? And I believe strongly that this is my calling. I'd like to introduce the next person to you who will be taking the second half of the class. I informed us on the WhatsApp group that this is going to be in 2 parts so that we can have a break and we can also have time to answer questions. So the second founder of the hub is a young man that is Mike Akintayo. Now, first thing you notice is that Mike is younger than the approved age for Quarterlife, but I'll explain why. Mike has gone years ahead of us in terms of understanding himself, understanding even other people within this age range. He's a fantastic young man, I tell you. He's just 22 years old, but he's a behavioral therapist to entrepreneurs. Yes, he handles entrepreneurs, the behaviors of entrepreneurs, how entrepreneurs think, and humans as a whole. Content marketing consultant, and is a direct response copywriter. Now, Mike is fantastic, but he has some things you need to know about him. He used to think life is smooth until life happens and he had to face the battles and he realized the path to glorious end is rough. He's now on a journey to make the rest of his life the best of his life. That is his slogan, how to make the rest of your life the best of your life. And yeah, some things you need to. Mike is saying you can't hear me. Can everybody hear me? You can't hear me. Oh, apologies. Let me see if I can sort that out. Just hold on a bit, guys. Sorry, I just want to sort this out a bit. Can you hear me, everybody?
Yes, I can.
You can all hear me now?
I can, yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Everybody can hear me. So I should go on?
Yes, you can proceed.
Should I start all over again?
Yes, start over.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so I started with introducing the members of the founders of the hub. I first started by thanking you all for being pro-development, curious, youthful, and open-minded. Even though you are within 25, 35, I can assure you that not everybody is concerned about their personal development or curious about life or even youthful and open-minded, but I'm thanking you for being all of this. And I'm also introducing myself. My name is Bolajoko Oluwatoyin. I'm a 27-year-old gender banking specialist. Here are some things you need to know about me. I studied anatomy as my first degree. I write pretty well and I run a blog, not just a storyteller.com, where I tell stories to inspire people. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have, in the last 9 years, successfully managed 6 retail businesses from kerosene to fashion accessories. In fact, in my undergrad class, I won the most business-oriented individual. I am passionate about personal development and community development. If you can, please just mute your mic so that you can only hear me, but you won't hear yourself. I'm hearing some background noises. You can just mute your mic so that I won't hear your own sound from the other end. Can you mute your mics, please? Please mute your mic. Techno F1. Okay. All right. I think we are good. Can you still hear me? Okay. All right. So, as I was saying, I am passionate about personal development and I take it very seriously. I'm passionate about community development also. I believe that we are all responsible to change the community. And I believe strongly that this is my calling. The next person I would like to introduce you to is a young man called Mike. Yes, please. Yes, so Mike is a fantastic young man. He's just 22 years old, and I wonder, you're wondering, oh, he's not even up to 25. But Mike is a fantastic young man in the sense that he has gone years ahead of us. Even I learned from him a lot. He's gone years ahead of us to learn a lot of things about young people and their behavior. So he's a behavioral therapist, and he chooses to serve and consult entrepreneurs. He's a content market consultant. He's a direct response copywriter. He has some things you need to know about Mike. He used to think life was smooth. I mean, don't we all? Until he realized life happens and he starts facing the battle and the path to the glorious end is rough. Now he's on a journey to make the rest of his life the best of his life. In fact, I have read Mike's book, How to Achieve a lot of results within minimum time. And this is one of the things he says, that he's on his journey to make the rest of his life the best of his life. It can be reached via his mobile or his website. Now, when Mike is not reading or writing, he's either surfing the internet or having a productive discussion. There's no dull moment with Mike. He always has something productive to tell you. Now, why are we doing this? I know you're probably wondering why I'm doing this since I seem perfect and all, but I am far from perfect. In fact, last year I had a mental breakdown that almost damaged my relationship with my family and my loved ones. It affected everything in my life, my work, my finances. I couldn't even write anymore. If you notice, last year I hardly posted anything on my blog. I was going through a rough time. And let me tell you how it all started. So what are dreams? I mean, you remember what dreams you had when you were growing up? What was that big purpose you were bent on achieving? That thing that made you feel like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be this amazing person. 11 years ago, when I was leaving secondary school, I wrote my vision in my final yearbook. If you people know the meaning of yearbook or slum book, I had one of those. And this was quoted from my yearbook. This was quoted from my yearbook. I wrote, in 10 years, I will be married with 2 kids and own my pediatric hospital. 10 years. That means when I'm 22. Yes, guess what? Since a long time ago, and this is the reality. You guessed right. None of what I wrote down happened. I never became a doctor. I ended up studying anatomy, or as we say, they gave me anatomy. I am not married. I don't have 2 kids. Instead, I got a job, initially out of boredom, in a bank, and everything changed. I told myself I was going to do banking for 1 year, and after which I would proceed for my master's. However, that did not happen because I woke up to the reality of being a bills-paying adult. The moment I started working in a bank, it dawned on me that I had bills to pay. I had to support my parents. I'm the first child. I have brothers to support. I have my grandparents. I have uncles. It's crazy, really. I began to pay bills and I just forgot everything I wanted to do. Now, everything was going smoothly. I was able to manage it until last year. You see, last year, 2019, started on a great note. I had just been promoted and now earn 4 times what I used to earn. No kidding. I was promoted miraculously, if you know the story. I was in a loving relationship with a great, fantastic guy. I was handling things well, but I just couldn't understand why I had an intense feeling of fear, anxiety, serious self-doubt, and failure, overwhelming responsibilities. And my only question was, why? Why was I feeling this way? Why am I still struggling? Can you all hear me? Still? Can you hear me? All right. So, is this you? You feel like your life isn't moving, or your life is moving faster than you can control. You once had a bright dream and plans, but now it seems you're just existing to pay bills. You're just existing to pay bills. You don't know where it all went wrong and you lack a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Everybody else in your age group seems to be doing better than you. The so-called older adults in your life, parents, aunts, colleagues, don't understand you and are quick to dismiss your struggles. Does this sound like you? I know we're currently trying to focus on this, but I just want you to engage with me and interact with me as much as you can. This sounds familiar, right? Everybody in your life seems to be doing better than you. And your parents, they just don't understand. They just feel like, what have you gone through? You tell them I'm sad, and I tell you, why are you sad? When I was your age, I was not sad. Anyway, it has a name. everything that I've described to you here today has a name, and I didn't know the name until last year. In fact, I had heard the name Quarterlife Crisis while reading a novel some years back, but it did not make any sense to me. I didn't know what to call it. I just took it as a passing word. But I know you've already been through puberty in our teenage years and all those embarrassing body changes and you hormone overdose. That was puberty. You may have also heard of midlife crisis, like when your calm 40-something-year-old aunt went to get a daring haircut, dyed her hair, and changed her entire wardrobe. Weird, right? However, this right here is the plague that taunts us millennials. Sadly, it is not as recognized or spoken like puberty or midlife crisis. I'm talking about quarter life crisis. Quarter life crisis is something that plagues millennials. Now, quarter life what? I'm sure you're wondering what is quarter life crisis? This might be the first time some of you are hearing the word quarter life crisis, but I'll explain. The quarter life crisis is a crisis involving anxiety over the direction and quality of your anxiety and quality of one's life. It's involving anxiety, which is most commonly expressed in a period ranging from a person's 20s up to their mid 30s. According to clinical physiologist Alex Falk, it is a period of insecurity, doubt, disappointment surrounding your career, relationship, and financial situation. Does this sound familiar? This may be your first time hearing this, or maybe not, but you can all agree with me that you have felt the feelings described above, if not one, all of them. Like me last year, I felt every single one of it. Every single one of it, and I couldn't just understand how I would deal with such overwhelming feeling. Now, um, okay, moving on. So, you are not alone. You are not alone. I need to understand that you are not alone. I know you may have beaten yourself down severally for having these inexplicable feelings and you don't even know how to explain it to anyone else. But I want you to know how common this is. A LinkedIn research has shown that between over 75% of people between 25 and 35-year-old have experienced quarter life crisis. That's a whooping amount. That means that 3 out of 4 people within 25 to 35 are going to experience or are already experiencing quarter life crisis. So it is not something that is unheard of. It is very common and it is very, very prevalent in our age and stage. There are tons of research that has been done abroad on this phenomenon. However, nothing has been done here in Nigeria to help us, the millennials. In fact, we are the ones that are called lazy. We are the ones that are called irresponsible. But we're just trying to understand people and what is going on with them. But no research has come up in Nigeria to understand quarter life crisis. If you go and research on Google, you'll see that a lot of work that has been done regarding quarter life crisis has been done abroad. Now, okay. So what are the reasons why quarter life crisis happens? QLC means quarter life crisis. There are a couple of reasons why millennials experience quarter life crisis in large numbers, but I'll mention 3 major ones. The first one, which is very, very important, times have changed, so has the economy. I know that you must have heard it a couple of times when your parents are talking to you. They'll say something like, when I was your age, I was married. In fact, my mom told me when I clocked 21 that when I was your age, I got married. When I was 22, I had you. Guess what? When I was 21, I was just finishing university. I was not even in a relationship, so I didn't understand what she was saying. So times have changed, economies have changed. Our expectations as seen in the movie is paradox to our reality. Gone are those days when you finish university that your job is guaranteed and it comes with a car. You are able to pay bills all of a sudden and your job comes with a car, but it's no longer like that anymore. Times have changed. Secondly, we're a generation that is fast-paced yet shallow-rooted. We have lost our quest to dig deep and look to a supreme God for answers. This generation is so fast-paced that it's like if you say you are waiting on God for something, people look at you like you're stupid because everything is happening so fast. We are in a do-it-yourself age, so it's easy for you to get pressured easily. Thirdly, social media is our undoing. Before now, we were unbothered by the success of others, but now they are being pasted everywhere on our screens. Social media is really, really our undoing. Before, when you were leaving secondary school, you realize that as you're singing that we shall go by till we see no more, you don't know where your mates are going. You don't know what's happening in their lives. But right now, you can tell what everybody in your class is doing just by logging on to Instagram or checking on their WhatsApp status. So social media puts that pressure on us. And that's why there's a large increase in the prevalence of quarter life crisis. So what do we do now that we know these problems? What next? Now that we've identified the name behind the struggles, how do we deal with it? First, you need a plan. You cannot have an end goal in mind and not have a blueprint to guide you through the chat discourse. Someone like me, I don't like plans. I hate the fact that you tell me, oh, from step A to step B to step C. But I've realized now that to deal with quarter life crisis and to handle these challenges that we face within this age, you actually need a plan. I just need to establish very quickly that with a plan in your quarter life crisis, without a plan, your quarter life crisis will be grave. I can't tell you anything less. If you don't have a plan, it will be grave. Ask yourself, what are the things that need to happen this year to move me forward? What are those things that need to just happen? That when they happen, I know that I have moved forward. You need a plan. I was of the opinion before that I don't need a plan. I just need to do life as it comes. But that is a disaster. That is not something that can help you. So you need a plan. Secondly, stop comparing yourself with others. Gosh, we live in a time where everything has to be better than what someone has. The moment you say, I have something, somebody else will just come up and say, I have something better. Just like this picture over here, you can see this lady has apple. Let's call it a talent. She has an apple, very nice, juicy, red looking apple. And this lady has an orange, nice looking orange. But she is looking at someone else's apple, and this other person is looking at her orange. We are so consumed with comparing ourselves with each other. We console ourselves a lot with, at least I'm better than him or her. And we feel awful when we see someone who is better than us. It's crazy, man. You are unique in yourself and therefore cannot be someone else. Stop comparing yourself. Your journey is unique. Know that if you cease to exist today, nobody, and I repeat, nobody can do what you're doing, how you're doing it, because everybody is so uniquely crafted by God that it's hard to see someone that will take your place. So stop comparing yourself. At Quarterlife Hub, you will learn the mechanics of finding, owning, being, loving, and not losing yourself. Trust me, it is an art. You need to learn it. Learn how to find yourself. You need to learn how to own yourself, how to be yourself and love yourself, and not lose yourself in the process of all this. So at Quarterlife Up, we are meant to teach you these techniques. Next, respect the process. Respect the process. Before now, we understood that, yeah, it takes some time for me to get a car. It takes some time for me to build a house. But guess what? Now everybody is rushing. Guys, everything takes time and follows due process. Yes, I know it can be frustrating waiting for a certain breakthrough. However, stop beating yourself up. You are young. Yes. Even if it doesn't feel that way, you are young. Think of it this way. God forbid, if you die now, if you drop them down with your age right now, what would they write on your obituary? Gone too soon, because you are actually young. But we always feel like we are older than we are. But you're young. So you have to respect the process. Good things take time. And here at Quarterlife Hub, we will teach you how to wait and the things to do while awaiting that grand break. The problem is not waiting. The problem is, while I'm waiting, what should I do? So here we've recognized the need to keep ourselves busy and help ourselves to gain some particular necessary things and skills while we're waiting. Again, you're in the right place to learn how to respect processes and what to do while you're waiting. What next? This is a period to unlearn, to learn, and to relearn skills. And I'm not talking about fashion designing, catering, or software. Yes, I do agree that these things are important, but you know that there are some skills that are very important right now to match for the future of work. In order to catch up with the future and stay relevant, you must skill up. There is no excuse, there is no two way about it. You need to understand that there are some futuristic skills that you must attain if you
I can't
want
hear
to.
you. Hold on.
Sorry, I need to mute you, Adediro. Thank you. There are some futuristic skills that you must attain if you want to catch up with the future. And this is where we are thanking God for Quarter Life Crisis. We are enriched with a structured information to teach you these skills. Trust me, guys, you don't even have a clue the skills that you will learn by joining this hub. There's so many skills. I just put some here so that you'll be able to understand that it's not about being a fashion designer. You can be a fashion designer and still lack creativity skills. You can be a fantastic lawyer and lack emotional intelligence. You can be a good software developer and not know how to collaborate. Collaboration is a skill. You could be a caterer and not understand complex problem-solving skills. Cognitive flexibility is also a skill that you need to learn. So gone are those days where employers will just look at your CV and say, oh, you have this degree, oh, you have that degree, oh, you did this master's, you did this MBA. Now the question they ask is, what can you do? how will you, they give you case studies as questions and say, in this situation, what will you do? They are trying to test if you have the skills that are relevant to move their companies forward. And that is one of the things that we will learn here at Quarterlife Hub. I hope you're excited about this because I am. Now, at the beginning of the year, I saw a lot of people upload WhatsApp status about how they will block this person or change that person. I know a lot of us saw it to things like, this is the year of cutting down. You block me, I block you, blah, 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 blah. I'm changing my network, I'm changing my friends. Yes, I agree that there are toxic people around us that need to be cut off. But who fills their space after you block them? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Who fills the space of this person after I cut this toxic person off? Or after I block this person? To live above millennial crisis, you need a sound community. Emphasis on sound. A sound-minded community dedicated to the right personal growth, support, and influence. Trust me, guys, this is not the time to work or do life alone. You need a community of strong-minded, kind, like-thinking people that would help you grow and succeed. You cannot be an island. I'm not an island. In fact, when I wanted to found this up, I knew that I needed somebody who is like-minded like me, and that was where Mike came in. And it's been fantastic. Guys, in less than 2 weeks, we got 60 people to sign up for a class. They didn't even know us. A lot of people on this group don't even know us. They've never met us in person. But this is a problem that affects everybody. And we're trying to build a community of sound-minded, right people with the right skills and the right foresight for their future. So you're in the right place. You see why you need this up? Our commitment is to see all members truly succeed. If at the end of this program, you have not gotten 40 to 50% of your goals, that means that we, the founders, have failed. But I can assure you that there is no how you will join this hub and we will fail, because we have the right lineup of resources, of support systems, of structured information that will help you rise above millennial crisis. The bad thing about quarter life crisis is if you are experiencing it alone and you do not have the right support, you tend to fall into depression, suicidal thoughts, make some rash decisions that would affect your future, and begin to pick up habits that would ruin you. Last year was a very tough year for me. A lot of people that did not even know this because I was still showing up on WhatsApp, showing my face, smiling, but inside my life was crumbling. And thank God for support structures. I have a fantastic supervisor who noticed on time and said, "Look, you need to step away from all this. You need to go on a break." And I took a break. Guess what my parents said when I told them that I was going on a break? They said, "You don't need it. You don't need any break. You need prayers," because they don't understand what quarter life crisis is. And they've not lived in our time. They don't know how difficult it is for a young person with the amount of pressure that is put on us to succeed. Well, I understand. Mike understands. And I know everybody right here, right now understands what it means to be forced to grow up overnight. It's not a simple thing. And that is why we are creating this community of strong-minded, like-minded, influential people who will take their personal development serious and say, "You know what, I want to do it the right way." That's not all. I have so much more to say, but I'll need more than one class to say it. While quarter life crisis is real, it is surmountable. It is very, very surmountable. It's easy for you to live above it, to manage it, and to work on it. Before I hand you over to Mike, I need you to reflect on a question. What 3 things do you think, if achieved this year, will pivot you to a greater place? Think about it. You can even write it down right now. What 3 things do you think you need this year to pivot you to a greater place? What 3 things do you think would happen that at the end, in December, you look back and say, "Oh, 2020 was a great, fantastic year for me"? Let me allow Mike explain more to you. We will then end the class by explaining how you can become a full member of the Quarterlife Hub. I know that it's been 2 weeks of anticipation and trying to get everybody to understand what the hub is about. Now I know that I have done good work trying to explain to you what Quarterlife Crisis is. This is the reason why we founded this hub, guys. This is the passion driving me and Mike to create something like this. It has not existed before in Nigeria. You can check it out. No community is dedicated to millennials alone, to helping them. In fact, older people think that we are not serious. They feel like we are just living life as we want. But we really want to do better. We just don't know how. This is the passion driving us. This is why we did this. We want to help you. We want things to change. We want things to be the way you want them to be. But I know personally that you can't do it the way you've been doing it. Insanity is described as doing something the same way and expecting a different result. If last year you did it the same way, it didn't work. How do you think it is going to work this year? That's why we've come in. That is why you are hearing this in January, so that the next 6 months will be a fantastic one for you and you would achieve surmountable, exciting, and great results. So I'm going to end this class because I explained that we have 2 sessions. We're going to go back to WhatsApp to answer questions, to get feedback on this fourth session, and I'll send the link for the second one. We wanted it to be 2 parts and people should have a break so that I won't dump so much information on you at the same time. And I hope this has touched somebody's heart. I do hope that this has helped somebody to understand that they are not alone. I don't know who is hearing this right now. I don't know who I'm talking to right now, whose heart I'm speaking right now. But you are not alone. You are not doing this alone. You are not feeling depressed alone. You are not feeling doubt alone. You are not feeling fear or failure alone. It's happening to about 3 or 4 of your friends at this moment. They just don't know what it is called. And that is why we're here to help you. So guys, this is almost 5:30, 5:29. I'm going to end this here and we'll go have question and answers, and then we'll come back for the second class, which I will announce on the WhatsApp group. This has been recorded for the sake of those who could not join us. We have 21 people join us today, fantastic number. I hope more people join for the second session. You don't want to earn the second session. You don't want to earn the second session. You don't want to miss it because it is amazing. I can tell you, Mike is amazing, and I'm not watching him. Trust me, I'm not watching him. He has great wisdom to share with you. So if you want to learn about goals and goal setting and execution arc, just a quick fix to help you understand where to go and how to get there, you make sure you join the second session, which will happen right after our question and answer on WhatsApp. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my life with you. Thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable. Some of these things took me time to share because I was ashamed. I thought I was alone. But now that I know I'm not alone, I can only share with people that I also know will understand. So thank you for joining, guys. I really appreciate all of you. You are fantastic, you're wonderful, and you will do great things this year. So let's meet on WhatsApp and let's